afternoon.
Afternoon. We'll be playing golf. Ronald, first of all, can we check on the injury list, please? What chance is James McCarthy maybe of playing between?
No. He's still working separate of the group. No, the same. Only we know that Enner Valencia is not available because about the construction.
Just with James, do you think he's got a chance of playing between now and the end of the season or not?
I don't know.
What's the situation?
4 weeks to go. I don't know if he reaches to be at a good level physically to play. I don't know. We will wait because it's not the first time that he is out. And then, okay, we need to wait how he is recovering and at what time in the season he will be back available. I don't know. Really, I don't know.
And Mo Besic still progressing?
Yeah, he will play his second game tomorrow night in the under-23s, and he's working hard. He's close to be back.
Can I get your reaction as well to Romelu Lukaku being named in the PFA Team of the Year?
I think it's normal if you score that amount of goals, but that's not the most important. I think he is improving in the rest of his football. I think he's doing a better pressing. His runs in the channel, and I think he's now at the moment a better striker than he was last year for the team Everton.
What element of truth then is there in a supposed £100 million asking price for Lukaku? And if it comes to selling, would Everton rather sell to Manchester United than Chelsea? Has it even got to those kind of decisions?
I'm not involved in that business. He has a 2-year contract. If somebody is interesting, for sure they will call the club and the board of the club, and then we will speak about it and what we like to do to try everything to do to keep him in Everton for next season.
Do you also have to try and remind him just what an improvement there has been from him being within this Everton squad? And I suppose as well, the grass isn't always green.
Yeah, but he knows. I had several conversations about the way how, in my opinion, he needs to play as a striker. And he's working hard. He's improving what I mentioned before, and he's scoring 23 goals and still 5 games to go. He can reach a really high total amount of goals scoring this season.
In some ways, is that a win-win? The more goals he scores obviously enhances Everton's position, but also, I suppose, increases his worth in any transfer market.
That's for any player who's performing on a high level, and we know every team, every club, they like to have goal scorers in the team because goals makes points for the team.
In terms of improving your own squad, Ronald, obviously we know that, or we understand that Michael Keane is going to be leaving Burnley this summer. How well placed do you feel you are to follow up your initial interest?
I don't talk about interest in players.
Speaking more generally then, what kind of a job do you have to persuade the players that you want to come to Everton, given that you'll face competition for the signatures?
I think it's a really interesting process for players. But of course we know we will have competition to bigger clubs, and then it's always difficult. But I think the way how Everton is running the direction and what we did this season and what we like to do for the next, that's really an interesting project.
Do you also need something almost to happen quickly with Ross Barkley to try and enhance the selling point of your project?
Not quickly, before the end of the season.
Has there been any progress?
No, I don't know.
And with Enner Valencia, we understand £12 million to make it a permanent. Is there any decision be taken with regard to that?
No, not at the moment.
What is the importance of Europa League qualification to this club? Because some would say that it can often have a detrimental effect on league form the following season.
I think it's It's good for the club. It's good for the fans, and good for players, for the experience of the players. And of course, we know Thursday evening, weekend. But okay, we try to have really a strong squad for next season to play in Europe and to play the weekends.
Do you feel it's the kind of step that you have to take to then kind of ready yourselves for a challenge for Champions League qualification, or even to prepare the squad should you qualify for Champions League as well?
Yeah, that's different. We know now that at least we finished on the 7th position in the table, and that normally is qualification rounds for European League. We know, but then we know that we have to be prepared in the number of players to battle in all the competitions. But that's really a challenge. I'm not afraid for that, because that's really what everybody likes to have is football in Europe.
And the top 5 finish still a big incentive for you and the players?
Of course, it's our target. We know it's really difficult, but it's a battle between Everton, Arsenal and Man United, and everybody knows the last game of the season is Arsenal-Everton. We're still in to beat them. That will be really nice.
It's kind of the firepower that you have at the moment. Only Barcelona scored more goals at home in 2017. I suppose you want to take that more on the road now as well.
Yeah, we know. We are creating a lot of good opportunities. We are productive, more productive than the beginning of the season. But I think still it's a difference between home and away, and we need a win this weekend to show that we can play in all the stadiums, in all away games, and to show how good we are. And it's not good to have a big difference between home and away. I think we need to do better away from home.
When you find out that Andy Carroll is going to be missing a couple of days before the game, how does that affect preparations?
It affect, I think, for West Ham, because everybody knows the strengths of the player, and in set plays, in direct play, that means something different, and something different for us. I don't know if it's really sure that he will not play. I don't know, but okay. If he's not playing, then maybe it's a different defending for Everton.
They've had an uncertain season at home. Is that something you feel you can perhaps take advantage of this weekend? Yeah,
I think they have a too strong team to get really the regulation battle. I think the move to the Olympic Stadium is really difficult for them. The strengths at home, what it was, looks a little bit different now than it was, but okay. And then it's important that we show the difference to them to play and to win the game.
Is that just kind of a bit off track, but does it enhance the message that you've got to get it right when it comes to a stadium move here at Everton as well?
No, it's always a question for the club when they move the stadium. It's a different feeling, and okay, but that problem is not for next season.
I know you're just talking about the away records, but with 3 of the last 5 games away from home, Ronald, is it a chance for you to have an opportunity to prove that you can do better away from home?
Yeah, I think we can do better. We can do. We can show better that there is no that difference between home and away, and it's all about confidence. It's all about keep the way of playing, even if you play away from home, and that's, I think, really important for the weekend.
West Ham have conceded more goals than Sunderland. Is that a good opportunity for one striker that's doing quite well at the moment to take advantage of that?
I don't know. Of course, they conceded a lot of goals. Maybe they had also some injuries at the back in the team, and they changed a lot. They needed to change a lot players defensively. maybe that's also the part that why they conceded a lot of goals. But we know we will create against every team. We will create chances to score.
Do you feel this season you've given your team a good base from which to work next season and really try to break into that top 6?
That yes, because everybody knows the way of playing. Everybody knows that we can change systems, and I think the job is really good till now. It's still not the end of the season. We need to finish strongly, because then it's for the first season a perfect one this season, and the next will be more difficult because the expectations will be higher than it was. Maybe European football, but that's the competition, and that's, if you're a football player, you like to play in Europe, and of course the Champions League is the best competition. If not, you have another competition. Look, Man United, maybe they will reach the final, and the final is a title, and of course it's not the Champions League, but it's a really important title, and every player, every manager will have the opportunity to win titles.
With the demands of the Europa League next season, have you thought already what you need to do to the squad in terms of numbers or in terms of the requirements?
I know what we like to do, but we will wait if it's possible. But of course we did session this morning with 17 field players. Most of the teams, they have 24, 25, 26 players. I'm not that manager to have that number of players, because that's really difficult to keep the spirit in all the players without any possibility to start, and then it's better to use young players. But Kenny will be on the bench Saturday, but he will play tomorrow in the under-23s because they are fighting for the title. I'm not that manager to think what is the best always for the first team. I'm also the manager because he did the whole season playing for the under-23s, and even if he play 90 minutes, he will be on the bench. Maybe it's a risk, but I like to work like this.
Do you think you'll need to increase that? You say you're working with 17 players. Do you think you have to make that?
Of course, we have some injuries now at the moment, long-term injuries. Then the situation was totally different. But we have 17 players. We have enough.
And with 7th place secured, can you be maybe a little more freer away from home now? And you're looking up. You've got to challenge the ones above you. So can you be a bit more expressive?
No, one side, yes. I think normally we are at least 7th, and that means maybe European football, and take the challenge to win all the games, because then you get really a big opportunity to finish 5th or 6th on the table, and that's the challenge for the weekend and for next week.
But does that require a slightly different approach to maybe what had gone before? Considering how well you play at home, do you have to maybe be a bit more expansive?
No, but my meeting to the players is not different if we play away or if we play at home. It's maybe sometimes the players by themselves, of course, about the support of the fans, they feel themselves maybe a little bit comfortable. But I think we go to West Ham, and West Ham need still points for this season, and we can play and we can show that we have a strong team, and we can play away from home in the same way how we like to play at home.
Thank you.
Okay.